Hello and welcome to another episode of 2 Minutes with Tim here on Heavenward Thinking. Today I want to challenge you on James chapter 3 verses 13 to 18, so we'll get right into it and then get to this week's challenge. Who is wise and understanding among you? Let them show it by their good life, by deeds done in the humility that comes from wisdom. But if you harbor bitter envy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast about it or deny the truth. Such wisdom does not come down from heaven, but is earthly, unspiritual, demonic. For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every vile practice. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness. Last week we talked about the importance of putting our faith into works, into deeds, so that people could see evidence of our salvation and so that we could glorify God and really make our faith come alive and complete in what we do in living out our faith. And this week we build upon that, and we see here that we're challenged to show our wisdom and understanding through deeds, once again, in humility that comes from wisdom. So it's important that when we are doing good deeds, when we're doing the things that Scripture tells us to do, we need to make sure we're doing it with the right mindset, that we're not doing it selfishly or having selfish ambition in our hearts or envy or any of these other things that we're warned about here, or a false wisdom or an earthly wisdom. We're supposed to have a heavenly wisdom, the wisdom that comes from heaven. And that's by being humble in verse 13, and then down in 17, it's by having the wisdom that is pure, peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. And then we're called to be peacemakers who sow in peace and reap a harvest of righteousness in verse 18. And so we see this passage where we're really challenged to have a humble lifestyle. It's what all these different attributes here really come down to, having humility. And that is so important when we think about works, because so often when we are doing good deeds, we like to do it selfishly. We like to get the attention. We like to take the credit and the glory for ourselves, but we're supposed to be doing it with a humble attitude so that we're really actually taking care of other people, not just so that we can say we're doing good things. And so that we really glorify God, not just trying to take the credit ourselves. So I want to challenge you this week as you continue to walk out and live out your faith by doing what Scripture says. Make sure you're doing it in a humble attitude and that you're giving God the credit and the glory in your life. As always, join us next time for another episode of 2 Minutes with Tim here on Heavenward Thinking.